I'm 8 months pregnant, and my ex's wife just mailed out invitations to a baby shower for a child who is mine, not hers. His name is Andre. We dated for 4 months before he ended things to go back to the woman he'd left for me, someone named Priya. 2 weeks after we broke up, 2 pink lines told me our timing had been far worse than I realized. I was already 11 weeks along. I told Andre because he had a right to know. I braced for panic. Instead, he wept with joy. It turned out Priya had spent 3 years and most of their savings on fertility treatments that never worked, and Andre had wanted to be a father for as long as he could remember. Getting back together was off the table for both of us, so he stayed with Priya, and I stayed on my own. That should have been the whole story. But when Andre told Priya, she didn't cry over losing him again. She spiraled over the baby. She asked to meet me, and I agreed, thinking she deserved a face-to-face. Sitting at her kitchen table, she laid out a plan like a contract. I would deliver at home, not a hospital. I would formula feed so the baby could stay at their house half of every week. She wanted the baby to call her Mama, since I would only ever be Mommy. She even told me she'd already chosen the name. I told her I would make every decision about my body and my child, and I drove home shaking. She didn't stop. She texted me every morning about what I ate, whether I'd walked enough, how unfair it was that her job wouldn't approve maternity leave for a baby that wasn't legally hers. When I had my anatomy scan, the clinic allowed 1 guest, and Andre suggested I bring Priya instead of him. I said no. At a virtual appointment he couldn't attend. She logged in anyway and spent 40 minutes reciting her own family's medical history, as if her genes were somewhere in my ultrasound. Then it went public. I posted a small announcement, just a photo of tiny socks. Hours later, Priya posted her own. Andre and I are expecting our miracle after years of heartbreak. So blessed. Her comments filled with congratulations. I said nothing. Weeks later, she threw a gender reveal I wasn't invited to and posted every second of it. Then came the shower invitations, my due date printed at the bottom, my body reduced to a delivery date on someone else's card. That was where I stopped being quiet. I commented publicly that I was not a surrogate, that the baby was mine, and that Andre had no legal claim to a child who hadn't been born yet. I called him and told him the same thing, and that I wouldn't see either of them again until a courtroom made me. My mother would be my only birthing partner. Here's the part I didn't want to believe. We had always used protection, because hormonal birth control makes me severely ill. When I finally let myself wonder whether the condoms failing on 3 separate occasions was really just bad luck, I felt sick to my stomach. I went to the police, but they told me no crime had been committed. I got a lawyer who told me custody couldn't be decided before the baby was born, so I quietly made plans to move states before my due date, so this wouldn't legally be her home. Somebody forwarded my post to Priya. She showed up at the elementary school where I work as a classroom aide during afternoon pickup with children everywhere. She screamed that I had stolen her life, that everything I had was supposed to be hers. She threw a heavy planter through the front glass doors and grabbed my arm hard enough to leave bruises before 2 teachers pulled her off me. She was arrested for assault, criminal damage, trespassing, and child endangerment because she'd done all of it surrounded by kids. I don't think she knew whatever Andre may or may not have done. She genuinely believed I had taken something that belonged to her. I have orders of protection against both of them now. I moved anyway. When they tried to harass me across state lines, I gathered enough to press new charges here too. My daughter is due in 3 weeks. She will only ever have one mother, and it is going to be me.